Hi, everyone. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. Welcome back to another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. And I like to give you an update on what's been happening for about the last week or so. Sometimes we go a little bit further back than a week if I think it is still occurring, and I think y'all should really know about it. So, you know me, I like to dive right in. And the first thing that I want to talk about is I-9 compliance. Since March of 2020, we have had flexibility with DHS, and they have allowed employers to complete remote verification of I-9 documents and to complete your I-9s remotely because of the pandemic, because of social distancing. And so they have just released an announcement that said they are continuing and expanding that flexibility until July 31st of 2023. So we can do remote I-9s, remote review of supporting documentation through now July 31st, 2023. And the other thing that they have said is that we may continue to use the current I-9 form even after it expires October 31st of this year. So as you know, on the bottom of all DHS forms, there's an expiration date. Usually they are fairly good about getting us new forms before the expiration date, but not always. Things happen. So they have affirmatively said we employers can use the I-9 form that expires October 31st of this year after the expiration. So I don't have a crystal ball, but if I had a crystal ball, I'm guessing that the reason the flexibility has been extended and the reason we are using the expired form is because DHS is hoping to print the final I-9 rule that I have been talking with you all about. So as we've talked about in that rule, it allows for DHS to come up with a process to be more flexible in how it handles I-9s. So what I'm thinking is occurring behind the scenes is DHS has essentially said it kind of doesn't make any sense to end the I-9 remote option right now, since we have this new rule that we are currently processing. Public comments just ended for that rule. So internally, people are reviewing those comments and really finalizing that rule. So hopefully we are, again, one step closer to the ability to do remote I-9s on an indefinite basis. So that is, if I had a crystal ball, I think that's what I would glean from it. But I will keep you updated no matter what. You all know that. So the second topic I want to talk about this beautiful Monday morning is marijuana and the immigration system. So we know that marijuana is not immigration friendly. It can have the use or sale of marijuana can have a disastrous impact on your immigration process, whether or not you're here not as a non-immigrant or whether you are applying for a green card. So recently, President Biden issued a proclamation granting a pardon to current U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents, or those folks that have green cards, who have committed the offense of simple possession of marijuana. Now, we're not quite sure how many immigrants and green card holders that will impact in a positive way. I just don't have the numbers on that. I have not seen them released anywhere. However, President Biden has also called for a federal review of the marijuana's classification as a Schedule 1 controlled substance. That review and what ultimately comes out of that review may have a much bigger impact than the granting of pardons to individuals that have currently been convicted of possession of simple marijuana. So moving forward, depending on what that review yields in terms of looking at whether or not marijuana should still be classified as a Schedule 1 controlled substance in the future, that may have a larger impact on individuals that are here in non-immigrant or immigrant status. Because as it stands, if you are caught and convicted of a Schedule 1 controlled substance, that will have a negative impact on your immigration applications and proceedings. So I wanted y'all to know about that. So we will definitely keep our eyes and ears open for that, and I will report back to you as soon as I hear anything else on that. The next thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is there are a lot of different visa categories, and one that I don't talk about terribly often is a visa category that is specifically for those individuals that are part of the international media. So those individuals need to be able to come into the US and cross borders fairly quickly in order to catch the latest news event that they need to report on for their specific media outlets, for their international media outlets. So the visa that they use is called an I visa, I for igloo. And so CBP, Customs and Border Protection, just published a final rule regarding the amount of time that media representatives from China may stay in the US, or the time that they're admitted into the US. And that that rule essentially removed the set period of time for 90 days, which has now allowed individuals coming in from China to receive a longer than 90-day stay if they are coming in as members of the international media. So that is super important because, again, international media outlets need to be able to cross borders worldwide fairly seamlessly in order to report back to the individuals that rely on them for their current events. The last thing I wanted to talk with you all about this morning is the fact that TPS has been designated now for individuals who are from Ethiopia. It will be designated for 18 months, and it will be eligible for individuals who have been residing continuously in the US as of October 20th, 2022. It is not helpful if someone has come into the country on, after that. They must have been residing continuously as of October 20th, 2022. We don't have the actual application dates yet. Those have not been published, but as soon as they are, we will certainly let you know. TPS, if we've been hanging out for a while now, but in case you're new to my broadcasts, my lives, TPS is temporary protected status. It is designated by Department of Homeland Security, and it is designated for individuals who are coming from countries or who are already here in the US and are from countries where there is some sort of natural disaster, let's say, or there's some sort of political upheaval where those individuals cannot go home. It's simply not safe for them to go home. They are granted a temporary stay in the US. It's done at 18 months at a time. And as part of that temporary stay, they are issued work authorization. So it does not give them, a concrete path to U.S. citizenship or to a green card, but it does allow them to stay temporarily in the United States, live and work, and be safe. So again, DHS has designated TPS for individuals from Ethiopia. We don't have the exact application dates yet. As soon as we do, I will certainly let you know. But if you have questions about your, a TPS application, or you're a member of the international media, you're not quite sure how to go about making that application, feel free to reach out to our office at 954-903-1337. We are here to help you on all of your non-immigrant and green card needs. It has been another wonderful Monday morning with you all. Have a great rest of your Monday, and a fantastic rest of your week. And I will chat with y'all next Monday.